Welcome back to my channel, guys. This two-piece right here is what we're going to be making today. So if you're confused as to how to get your accurate crotch length, or you are confused if the crotch length for a free pant can be used for a fitted pant as well, then this video is for you. Don't be in a hurry, watch carefully because I share essential tips on how you can successfully cut or know your crotch length and how you can sew this two-piece following this tutorial. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so and give my video a thumbs up, like and turn on the bell icon so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I have plans to cut both the back and the front pants together. So the length is not as long as I want it, so I decided to extend it a little more. So I'm just going to pin it down just to hold them in place for me. So I'll be leaving a link in the description for this pant pattern so you can check it out. So on the crotch length, I am going to measure the crotch length again. I have 11 inches. So I am going to come down again and extend my crotch length by 2 inches this way. You will understand why I extended it by 2 inches later in this video. So from this crotch length downwards to the 2 inches, that's going to be my new crotch length. So I'm now going to take the thigh measurement. It's a little bit fitted on the crotch line or on the thigh, and then from there it became free. It's a free pant downwards. So this is the new thigh measurement. So underneath, I'm going to take out 3 inches as the extension on both sides. 3 inches on one side, 3 inches on the other side, like this. So the measurement here shows that I have exactly what I want, 28. So I'm going to repeat the same thing downwards. So I'm going to be extending it from downwards up until the crotch length, like this. So remember that this is not a fitted waist pant, it's a free waist pant because I'm going to be adding an elastic to the waist. So the waist has to be bigger in size, at least ×2. If you have enough fabric, ×2. Let the waist be as big as double of the original waist and maybe add a little more inches. Since it's not a fitted pant, I won't be slashing down this waist side like this. So I'll just cut out right ahead. And my pattern paper is the exact measurement of the waist that I want. So I am going to be adding more to that waist measurement, so that I can have at least twice of the original waist that I want to have. So this is the point where I add to the waist measurement. So this will be my new crotch length from the new waist measurement that I added up until the 2 inches that I came down by the other time. So I'm just going to link the bolts together and get the new crotch length. You can see that this crotch length now is longer by 2 inches. The initial crotch length we had was 11. This crotch length is 11 plus 2, which is 13. You would know why I extended it later in the video. So on the crotch length again for the back, I'm going to be adding 2 inches all along. So let me say this real quick. If you are plus size or you are bigger on the butt, you shouldn't consider using this crotch length that I am mentioning in this video because it's not going to be your size. Once you sew using this crotch length, you're not going to be able to wear the pant. So consider using 16, 17. Just sit down and just take your own measurement so that you can have your accurate measurement while cutting your pant. Also, remember that this is not a fitted pant. This is a free pant. So your crotch length has to be as free as possible. This is the front part of the pant, and this is the back part of the pant. Again, confirm your crotch length before you cut. Over to the front, I'm going to mark out 2 inches on this point. I'm going to mark out 2 inches. This will be for the space I'm creating for the elastic. Then from that 2 inches I will make a mark. So from the 2 inches I'm going to mark 7 as well. That's going to be the pocket space where my hand is going to be entering. 7 inches. I'll also make another mark. So to the front crotch line I'm going to sew half of an inch from the waist down to the crotch length. Then I'll do the same for the back, from the waist to the crotch length. I'm going to sew on that. So the upper part of this style, which is the top, I'm just going to cut this one out. This is, for now, it's not necessary. Then I'm going to go further and fold this again. So this style is a longer shoulder kind of style. What I mean is that the sleeves are built in with the body of the dress. So I'm trying to confirm, and I don't have enough to give me that effect. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the extra fabric left, and I'm just going to attach it this way. So until I get, yes, I've gotten the length that I want, then I'll come down by 2 inches for the shoulder slant. So I'll just take the sleeve measurement, and then I'll take 11 inches underneath. So I'm just going to link it this way. So after that, I'm going to take the neck weight. I'm using 3 inches for the neck weight, and then for the neck depth I'm also using 3 inches. So I'll just open it like this. Then I will add the extensions that we added to it while we were measuring. So we're just going to sew it on it so that it doesn't look like it was detached anymore. So if this fabric was enough, there wouldn't have been need doing that. So from one side of the neck, I'm going to go out by 5 inches. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going out by 5 inches, but outside I had to measure 7 inches. So the original thing that I used is 7 inches, but for this tutorial I'm just taking out 5. If you don't want it to be so deep down, you can just go ahead and use that 5. But if you want it to completely fall off your shoulders, then I think you should consider using 7/8. So this will be the depth of the neck, and then how wide the neck is going to be as well. So for this part, for the arm part of it, and then just fix them to their respective positions like this. Just going to sew half of an inch downwards. Then I'll do the same for the second sleeve, and also I'll do the same for the other side of the sleeve as well. So I had gone ahead and had joined the sleeves together, which wasn't supposed to be detached, but for the sake of what I had available, I had to just go and sew extra on it. And then I'd done for the two body of the clothes, and then this is the neck. I had gone ahead to neatly dress one side of the neck. So I'm going to be showing us how I cleaned out the first one. So this particular neck is not yet done. So this is 1 inch in width, and then the length is dependent on how wide your neck is. So I'm just going to lay it, and then I'm going to sew it all the way, and then I'm going to also flip it over to sew it, just like you do when you want to use bias to turn your neck. That's the same process you're going to do at this point. So once I'm done dressing the neck for the second part, I'm going to lay them on each other like this. I'm going to sew on the shoulder down to the sleeve part of the top like this. Then I'll do the same for the second side. Then I'll also close the side seams as well. As you can see, the both necks are neatly dressed. See the shoulder down. You can see one hand is already dressed and the other hand is not yet dressed. You can see the form of the top already, it's looking beautiful. So see this hand, I already dressed and finished making everything about this hand. See the gathers on this point. So to go about it, this was what I used. I made a band, or rather I ironed and cut out a band. So you're going to open it this way, and then you join it to the other side of it. So I'm going to sew half of an inch around the side. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to notch on this part. This side that has the seam, I'm going to also take one of this half, then I'm going to place it like this. You can see that the sleeve is bigger than the band, so I'm just going to shrink it in form of gathers so that it can completely fit in. After that, I'll just go ahead and flip it over and sew it completely like this way. So this is the back pant. The crotch has been fixed. This is the front part, it has been fixed. How do I know it's the back or the front? The front is the one that usually gets the pockets and the back doesn't. So this is the first pocket addressed. I'd already attached the first pocket, so I'm going to teach us how I attached this pocket to the pant. So don't worry, this pocket is not going to be visible. Once I'm done sewing, it's going to be closed like that. So on this other part, you remember that we marked out 2 inches earlier. These are 2 inches right there. So I'm going to take the pocket that I cut. I will just lay it on the good side from that 2-inch point. I'm just going to extend the pocket a little bit upwards, up until 2.5. That's upwards, so that once you measure it, the fabric is reading 1.5. Then up until the 7 mark inch here. That point that I marked again is the 7 inches. So I'm just going to sew on this part from the 2 inches. I'm going to sew the way from there down to the 7 inches. I'm just going to sew to this point, and after sewing, I had also gone ahead to stop stitch on it. I top stitched as well, so this is what it looks like. So just look at the way I'm going to fold it inwards. I'm going to fold it like this, see it, then I'll fold it inward like this. So this part is just to close the base of the pocket. I'm just going to close the pocket base this way. I'm done sewing there, so this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead, this is the base of it. I'm just go ahead and just flip it over to the right side. So this is the right side of it. Okay, so this is the base. Remember, it's already clean. Then turning it to the other side, I'll just stitch on this point and stitch all the way to the end of the pocket. So once I'm done with all of this one, I'm just going to carry the back side, the back parts of the pants, and then I'm going to just lay it on the front on both sides. You can see that the back is bigger than the front. It's very correct. I'm going to sew like half of an inch from the waist all the way to the base of the trousers or the pants. Do the same for the second side, and then do the same for the middle part. This way. I'll sew one leg downwards, then I'll sew the other leg. So I'm done making it. You can see the pocket, the other color of the pocket is not really showing, but once I iron it, it's going to be invisibly covered as well. So this is what it looks like. This is the waist. You can see that the waist is big. It's so big, not so big, but it's big. And this is the down part of it. You can see that our pant has both legs already. So I want to say at this point that if your crotch length is 10, is 9, go ahead and add extra 4 inches if you want to use your elastic at the waist side, so that your crotch line does not become undersized, so that it doesn't become less than your size. So I'm just going to pin this elastic, just fold it into a circle like this, and then I'm going to stitch on that part. So once I'm done stitching on that part, I'm just going to open a side of the pant, and then I'll just lay it on it like this. So just watch me carefully. Then I'm just going to fold like half of an inch, and then I'm going to flip it over. So I'll just stitch on this other part. I'm going to be repeating the same process all around until I'm done with it. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.